Into our final topic, and let's talk about Adore Delano, since we out here talking about the LGBTs under attack. They out here going, coming at my girl, who's furious apparently and said that she's been issued a male passport, adding that trans people are a month and a half or 2 months too late to get their correct gender recognized on their documents. So she recently posted a video on TikTok on Friday, I should say, that is currently going viral. And she told fans that her name is now legally Adore Alano. She said, "You can call me as such." So yeah, she changed her name, which I think is cool because it's like we don't know you as your dead name, which I know what it is. So I'm not gonna say it out of respect. But I'm sure, like, if you look it up, you already know Adore's previous name when she was going by her other name during the American Idol era and all that other stuff. But she was like, yeah, my stage name has always been Adore Delano. That's the name I've always been going by. And now you can all call me that when you see me. The problem is now is that, yeah, because of this current administration, that I can't, that I've got male pronouns on my freaking passport and things of that nature in my paperwork. So I do have the clip because, of course, I got to come with a receipt so you can hear from her mouth. So let's take a trip over to TikTok and then we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
Just left the Social Security office. My name is now legally Adore Delano. You can call me as such. But it's true, you guys. They are not changing my gender federally, so my passport will remain male. Fucking wild, because I travel outside of the country for a living. I'm filming my first movie outside of the country this week. So all my documentations that are federal will remain male. They tried everything that they could. I asked every question in the book. I filled out every piece of paperwork that I could, plus more. Just a heads up, girls. They told me that we're like a month and a half to 2 months too late, that they completely took the option off of the Social Security official website for you to even check the gender marker out. So, yeah, they're really out here calling us men, girls. So what are we going to give them? I filmed Drag Race here 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago. This is literally in that building. Just left the Social Security office. My name is now.
All right. So you pretty much got the gist, but I was like, hold on. Why is Adore out here looking like a cross between Jessica Alba and Megan Fox? I'm like, sis, money well spent on your whole situation. So yeah, she is a fully realized transgender woman, but according to our government, she is gonna have to still run around here with male pronouns. And there's this big crackdown that we have on trans. It's not only just the trans people, but immigrants as well. Like people who even come in here just to visit are being put through hell, which means we're going to lose a lot of money in regards of tourism because we do make a lot, especially in New York. We make a shit ton of money off of tourism here. But the idiot in chief would know that because he's all about, damaging and ruining things. And even said most recently, he doesn't care about the 25% increase on tariffs because everybody needs to buy American. Mind you, all of our shit is outsourced to other countries. So what are you talking about, dummy? But anyway, in regards to this, trans and non-binary Americans are currently fighting back against the idiot in chief's executive order that directed the State Department to only issue passports that accurately reflect the holder's sex. This is according to Reuters. Now, it was only 2 months ago that Delano happily posted on Instagram about turning in paperwork to legally change her name and gender after coming out as trans in 2023 and being open about undergoing facial feminization surgery, saying gender and name paperwork turned in, now we wait. Adore also said that she tried everything she could to think of to get a new passport with a female gender marker, but was told that we're like a month and a half or 2 months too late and that the option to change her gender marker was already been removed from the Social Security website. But I should also point out, like I said earlier in the show, when I was giving y'all the rundown of today's topics, she's not the only person who is transgender and a celebrity that has struggled with getting a passport with the correct gender marker. Because we had Hunter Schafer came out, we played a little clip of it in a previous story that we did a couple of weeks ago, where she went and made a TikTok video to share that there is this reality check that, yeah, her passport has a male gender marker on it. And how she said the same thing with Adora. I have to work outside the United States. I'm going to different countries. I'm shooting a movie. Like Adore is talking about, she has to go out of the country to shoot a movie. And now this is what y'all doing with my passport. So it's like, why is it even of your concern whether or not I'm trans? Like, how does this affect you? What's this got to do with the price of tea in China? Is this bringing those egg prices down? Is it helping the economy in some sort of way? Is it bringing jobs back to America? Like, all these different distractions that you're doing, where you're blaming trans people and immigrants, and you're cracking down on trans people and immigrants. What the hell has this got to do with policy? You're not passing policy. You're discriminating against marginalized groups because you can't even be a fascist correctly. Like, that's how dumb he is. So Shaver had to remind people, like, it's not just talk. This is real. It's really happening. And no matter your circumstance, no matter how wealthy or white or pretty, whatever the case is, no one's excluded from all of this. And it's not just trans people that are suffering. All those people that voted for him, they're about to find out too that, yeah, y'all thought that y'all were going to be exempt from a lot of the things that you hoping it was going to affect the others because you feel left out and ostracized. Because, oh no, bitch, y'all about to be included in this mess too. And now they're feeling the pain, they're feeling the heat, and now they're upset. They're going to these town halls, they're dragging these Republican constituents, and they trying to bob and weave and duck and hide from the questions. And now you got the idiot in chief out here making sure he want to know which company you work at before he even answers a question. And don't even get me started on that old string bean looking bitch. What's her name? Pam Bondi. Oh, I want to hit her with a brick. Because this bitch had the nerve to come out here and say that she had the nerve to compare, because I think I have the story. Yeah. She said vandalizing Teslas make you no better than the people who did 9/11. Now you sit up here, people died from two planes going into both buildings. Lots of people died that day. Lots of people I know have PTSD, have lung issues, respiratory issues because of being down there on 9/11. I was actually supposed to go down that morning on 9/11. I was supposed to go down to the city. I never made it down there because when I came on the TV, and they wanted me to come in that day for something or another. I don't remember, but I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm getting down into the city with all this other stuff happening, especially on 9/11. Like, subways was shut down. It was a shit show. There was no way I was getting into the city. And so for you to sit up here and compare something that you know nothing about, that you never witnessed, that you never paid privy to, that you were never in the midst of, you don't get to speak on 9/11. Bitch out here looking like the goddamn scarecrow. Why all these ugly ass clear people always got something to say about stuff they don't know? And then y'all just be pulling stuff out y'all ass for attention. Comparing Teslas and 9/11. That's like, we get it. The man gave the president $200 something million so he could run our country as the co-president. So y'all need to do good on y'all, your little payment. So y'all just pulling stuff out y'all behind. And of course you say that shit on the other channel. You go on Fox News and you say that mess because you know better. If you would have said that anywhere else, oh, you'd have been dragged. And I would not be surprised if that bitch was getting dragged all over social media for saying what she said. But yeah, people need to bring it back to this story. People need to be aware that, yeah, it's real out here in these streets. They're discriminating and coming at everybody. And we need to be worried. We need to be vigilant. We got to stand up and fight. So she went on to say this, and I'll wrap it up. She said, I don't give a fuck that they put an M on my passport. It doesn't change really anything about me or my transness. However, it does make me make life a little harder. I'm pretty sure it's going to come along with having to out myself to Border Patrol agents and that whole gig much more often than I would like to, or is this really necessary? So it's like, yeah, you're constantly having to come out every time you travel. You're dealing with Border Patrol. Yes, I'm trans. Yes, I'm trans. Yes, I'm trans. So all y'all that be run off, like, I got to announce shit. Well, if y'all didn't put these policies in place, we wouldn't have to constantly come out of our face and have to remind you and let you know, especially if I could walk stealth in the world where you can't even tell that what my former gender was. So now I gotta constantly out myself. So shout out to T.S. Madison, because she said this is why I've been trying to tell you, y'all should have been gotten this paperwork done, because she said all my stuff say female on it. So she ain't got to worry about it. But yeah, it's like y'all should have had all this stuff done a while back. But I guess a lot of people didn't think, because we already dealt with a Trump administration before, they didn't think that he would take this much of a route. And we have to realize is he's on his Petty LaBelle tour. Like, this is all, like, everybody who didn't vote for him, everybody who doesn't like him, this is him trying to go and be petty and use all this as a distraction while they rob all our country of its financial resources. So that's all this is. So I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards of this moronic administration going in on the trans community and cracking down on, passports of people? If you were not assigned the gender that you were assigned at birth, they're cracking down on you, on the people. So I feel for the trans community right now, and hopefully this is just a temporary situation. We can move on quickly from this, because if this man think he's gonna be right with running this country beyond the 4 years that he's getting, because this is his second term, oh, that ain't happening. Sorry. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.